Wellness Week Live. She was off for a hot minute because she has a life and I don't. But we're back. Wellness Week Live. What's up, everybody? Is your lawn killing you? And have you become a passive-aggressive society? And does one friend have to be doing miserable for the other friend to be happy? These three topics on Wellness Week Live here. DJ Tony, how are you? Stephanie, how are you, darling?
Good. How are you?
Good. So let's parse out these topics. I guess we'll start off with maybe the shortest sentence here. Have we become a passive-aggressive society? I think the short answer is yes. What about you?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know that we're any more passive aggressive as we ever were. I just think now it's in our face because, social media and everything is instantaneous.
Well, okay, so interesting you say that. So I say that we are a more passive-aggressive society than ever before because of social media, because of the smartphone. Because, see, I don't have to come up to you face-to-face and talk shit. I can just say it in text, or I can passive-aggressive post something online, social media, saying, well, some people, back in the day, if I had a beef with you, well, two things. Either I would just talk behind your back, that's not even passive-aggressive, that's just passive, or I would have to confront you. Now with social media, everyone becomes a keyboard warrior. They get real tough, talking a lot of crap about, and I'm not even talking about violence per se, but well, I would do that if I was the,
that's
president of that company, or I would never buy that, or you should have told. Really? Okay, are you gonna go out and do something about it? No, you're not. You're gonna talk your crap behind the keyboard. You're about nothing. So I think. And I have to catch myself too, because I'm a human. I'm guilty of it too, where I'm like, I'll get a little brazen, and I'll be like, and then I'll stop. I'm like, no, would I say this in front of this person? And if I say yes, then I'll type it, or have I already said it in front of their face? Then I'll type it. Or I'll say to myself, well, if Hulk Hogan was standing in front of me, would I talk that shit? Would I talk that shit to Hulk Hogan? And if the answer is no, then I'm not going to talk to that about a smaller person or a weaker person or a person that's not as connected or a person that's not as socially up on the social hierarchy. So my thing is treat everybody like they have a gun on their waist, or treat everybody like they're Hulk Hogan, so talk that smack. And if you want to talk that smack, cool. If you would talk to Hulk Hogan like that and you do you then, spout off. But, like that guy that got beat up by Mike Tyson this weekend on the plane. I don't know if you saw that.
No, I didn't see it.
Steph, are you kidding me? It's been all over. I'm surprised, Steph, because you're up on the know. You didn't hear this story.
I know. I didn't hear it.
Okay, so Mike Tyson is on a plane first class, whatever, this past week. Guy behind him is a little bit inebriated, whatever, but he's not like shit-faced, but he's a little bit feeling good, whatever. And he's like, and I'm paraphrasing this whole story, but he goes to Mike Tyson, who's sitting in front of him. Hey, Mike, big fan. Can I have an autograph? Mike gets up, signs the autograph. Oh, thank you. Whatever. And then he keeps on asking him things. Hey, Mike, leaning over the front, kind of bothering him, and hey, yeah, Mike's like, yeah, thank you, man, whatever, da-da-da. And then I guess Mike wasn't paying enough attention to him that the drunk guy wanted, And I say drunk, he wasn't really drunk. He's more like buzzed. And he's like, then he starts getting loud with Mike. Oh, you're rude, man. You don't want to talk to me or whatever. I'm getting paraphrasing. You're not no champ. This and that. Doesn't stop. Mike is like, hey, enough, okay? Please, you just sit down. Whatever, man. I don't want to call security. Whatever. The guy starts getting in his face now, like around the chair. Now, my thing is like, unless you're living under a rock, I mean, Mike. This is the Hulk Hogan thing I'm talking about. Mike Tyson is a walking handgun. Okay, like you don't f with this man. Like, and the young guy in his 20s had a death wish, and so Mike Tyson stood up and just beat the snot out of this dude. And,
really?
Yeah, bravo, Mike Tyson. And I'm not really necessarily a big fan of Tyson, but this is the real world, folks. And maybe this guy thinks like when he's in his keyboard that no one can touch him, but in the real world, people don't care about jail. Mike Tyson's been to jail. Not a big deal. So, he snuffed this dude out. And so, yeah, I don't feel bad. And it wasn't even like the guy said to Tyson, oh, can I have an autograph? And Mike got up and punched him. He was on Mike Tyson looking for a fight. You mess with the bulls, you get the horns, So, yeah, that's that. And we're supposed to feel bad for this poor boy. Oh, so obviously this will go to court and whatever, but
right.
It's like in the real world, when you spout off, bad things happen. And, that's it. And Yeah, so that's what happened. So, anyways, but back to being a passive aggressive society. This guy was in his 20s, and he's probably used to, I talk my crap on my phone, and yeah, I'm going to tell him, I'll tell him, and he forgot. This is reality, and this is a
Yeah.
guy who doesn't care about the court system or jail, or he's going to get punished for beating me up. Like, that doesn't matter. He'll do it again. Like, so you got to wait with your life, dude. Be happy with that. But I mean, it's so that's what I'm saying. I think, especially the younger generation, teenagers, people in their 20s and 30s, and adults too. I think we forget, like, this is not reality here. This, so people get brazen. I think they get passive aggressive. And that's an extreme example. But I'm just saying, even if, again, like, people just, oh, that restaurant stinks, I would never go there, that's a crap hole. Would you say that to the restaurant owner's face? Oh, I would. Then why didn't you when you were there? You didn't, because you're passive aggressive. Like, maybe just say it's not my favorite restaurant, I recommend something else. But I think everyone's getting so beer muscled up with social media. And again, I've been guilty of it in the past, and I had to catch myself and say, I don't know, man, would I say that to Tyson's face? Probably not. And I'm not going to get tough with somebody that I know poses no threat to me. If I'm going to get tough with somebody, I'll go get tough with Tyson, see how that works. Like, so
Right.
that's my
Right.
new thing is, like, I'm not going to tee off on somebody that I know can't hurt me. Like, that's not, and again, I'm not going to tee off on somebody that can hurt me. I'm going to speak with respect. I'll say my opinion, but respectfully, because yeah, I've been around the block a few times, and I've been on the receiving end of a few knuckles. So I learned my lesson the hard way. But anyway, Steph, go ahead.
No, I do. I think I mean, you are right about that. I think in the past, being passive aggressive was just talking about people behind their back, and you kind of get, wind of the rumor, like so and so is talking about me, that sort of a thing. And now you're right. That is true. I mean, with social media, we have become keyboard ninjas, and it's made it easier for us to do that, digitally. So I do agree with you about that.
Yeah.
And the same thing, to your point, there was a time when I would go into the ring with people on Facebook, or different things like that, and now I don't.
Right. Even if it's not even, and even if you would say it into their face, it's like, why am I debating this person? This person does not pay my mortgage. This person is not someone who, and on the flip side, I would say this too. The keyboard warriors and people talking smack, look, they're not bad people. I mean, like I said, I've been guilty of this. I think we all have to some degree. So I wouldn't say, like, hate on them or don't talk to them anymore, but it's just like, come on, dude. Like, if you have something to say, just call me, like, or I'll call you. Like, I don't think we have to, exile ninja warriors either, keyboard warriors. I mean, it's like, hey, man, I like you, or maybe you don't like them. I don't know, but I would, yeah, it's just like, yeah. But yeah, the debating online too, like, that's ever changed anybody's mind about anything. It's like,
And that's exactly right. Like,
yeah.
I've never read anything, and nobody's ever read anything that I've written that has changed their mind or made a difference.
Even
So
face to face, even if you have the cannolis to do it face to face, you're not changing anybody's mind. Like, it's not,
no.
yeah, especially
So I mean,
public.
at that point, it's like, are you're just wasting your time.
100%. I always say, if you want to change someone's mind, meet up with them one on one, have a coffee, have a lunch, then you have better odds, because the crowd is not there. You know what I mean? But
Right.
when there's another person there and there's three, then it's a crowd. Then everyone's posting up, trying to protect their ego. One on one, privately, then you might have a chance to change someone's mind. And especially if you say, hey, look, I've done that, and I'm sorry, I've messed up. You show some humanity, then you're really going to have a higher propensity to change someone's mind. You know,
Absolutely.
but when you act like your shit doesn't stink, and you're only pointing that finger, first point the finger here, and then I can say, my dog is over here licking something.
Aw, Rocky.
The licking is insane. I'm like, does he have a girlfriend? What's going on over here? He's by himself. I mean, he's better calm down. All right.
But I think too, when you have when you are online and you have that keyboard in front of you, you almost feel like you can't back down. Like, even
Well,
halfway through, and you're reading arguments and stuff like that, even if you're like, oh, that's a good point, at some point you're so invested in what you've initially put out there, you're just going to stick to those guns, and you're going to just
right.
ride it all the way through.
Right. Well, the irony is, though, if you show maturity, humanity, and humility, you'll actually probably get the result you want, changing minds. But when you're protecting that ego, you ain't changing anybody's mind. So, but yeah, that's the irony in it. And I was going to say, before I forgot about you were saying, it's the same thing driving in a car with road rage. You're all tough in your car. Everyone's tough, not you, but I'm just saying people are
Yeah,
tough
yeah,
in their car. You know, step out of the car, or if someone, and I, not to get into my whole life, but I've been in situations where it's like, oh damn, you know, and thank God I didn't learn a tough lesson. But you know, when you're younger, you think you're tough in your car, and
yeah,
then somebody gets out or a situation happens, and you know, like, so yeah, my thing is now, and you don't know who it is too. I mean, you might think,
yeah,
oh, the person in the car looks like a little wimpy person. I'll tell them off. You don't know what that person is capable of or is going through. Just okay, sorry, my bad. You know, please, you go. You know, like,
yeah,
and then you disarm them, and you become, actually, you get what you want anyways. They feel bad, but you know, it's a weird thing. It's a lot of ego, and you're lucky if you learn, and don't get hurt or killed, which happens, you know, all the time. Anyway, so
yeah.
passive aggressiveness, I think, is a big thing in our society nowadays because of social media. Period. Okay, now moving on. Do you want to add anything or no?
No, we're good.
Right now, I'll give you a choice. Do you want to talk about friends and you're when you're crap in the bed, your friends feel better? Is that a good friend, or do you want to talk about our lawn is killing us?
Before you were kind of like, gung ho about the lawn. Let's do that.
All right, do the lawn. Well, yeah, I went for a walk just now, and you know, everywhere, yeah, I go, where I cycle or walk or wherever I'm in parks, especially people's front lawns or the lawns of their home. You know, they have this sign here, folks. You'll see here. I'm going to pull it up here. You see this flag all the time. Okay, that flag, caution. You see this little white flag everywhere. Okay,
Mhm.
when you see that flag, that means your lawn has cancer, because it says here, pesticide application. Nixay, no children, no humans, no dogs on that little flag. Okay.
Yeah.
Then it says keep off of lawn. Now, landscapers don't put that on there because they care about you. Landscapers have to put that on there because it's a law. Well, I almost want to say don't look this up because it's friggin' scary. But the pesticides are carcinogenic. They cause cancer. Period. Now, why would you put that on your lawn and have your kids run on the lawn, rolling around the lawn, your pets, you? Like, my thing is, when you see a lawn that is perfectly green, not a blade out of line, but perfectly green, no four-leaf clovers, no dandelions, not even a weed, that's a dead lawn. That's not a healthy lawn. That's analogous to saying, look at that person. They look perfect. The cheeks are perfect. The skin is perfect. The eyes perfect. The hair perfect. Oh my God. They're not a wrinkle, no nothing. That's a mannequin. That's dead. That's not even alive. Like, that's what a lawn is that's perfectly green. It's not healthy. It's carcinogenic. Now, someone would say, yeah, well, on the sign it says, hey, keep off until dry. It's dry. Hey, and go on. My retort to that is, you think those cancerous chemicals, once they dry, they're gone? No, they're still there. They're just dry chemical. Now you're still rolling on the chemical. You're still walking on the chemical. Why would you subject your family and friends to that? So my thing is, and I have a lawn. My lawn has some dandelions. My lawn has some four-leaf clovers. If I don't like a dandelion, guess what I do? It takes me about 1.3 seconds. Pull it out. That's it. Like,
Yeah.
unless, and by the way, here's what some of these pesticides do that are on your lawn right now. Okay. Of 40 most commonly used lawn pesticides, 26 are linked with cancer or carcinogenic nature. 12 are linked with birth defects, if you want to have healthy kids, I don't know. 21 with reproductive effects, 32 with liver or kidney damage, 24 with neurotoxicity, and 24 with a disruption of endocrine hormonal system. That's what's in your lawn right now. That's why you got that white flag on there. And my thing is, again, this is, someone might say, well, everything gives you cancer. Well, if you're going to be that person, then don't watch the channel. Got it. Okay. Anyways, but do you want to increase your cancer risk or lower your cancer risk? And again, a perfectly green lawn is not healthy. It's not normal. It's not good. It's bad. It's a mannequin. It's not even a mannequin. It's a deadly mannequin that has chemicals oozing out of it, even when it's dry. What do you think? Those chemicals just disappear? The chemicals are still there. It's like spraying a chemical on your countertop and it dries. You think the chemical left? No, the chemical's still on the countertop. It's just dry. Would you lick the countertop? No, but you're gonna roll in the grass. Like, so if you don't have kids, you don't have pets, and you're never gonna step on your lawn, you just want to look at it from afar, then dump the cancer all you want, baby. You know, spray the cancer. But don't believe me. Go online, research it for yourself. Just pretend I'm lying. It is going to ruin your life, and that's it. I would not spray that crap. And again, you can say, well, everything causes cancer. No, not everything causes cancer. And second, again, do you want to increase cancer risk or lower cancer risk? It's that simple. And I would not want to roll around on something that had, if you had 2 lawns and someone said, this you can roll on, it's organic, it's clean, you can, or do you want to roll on the perfectly green lawn that has the cancerous chemicals? Of course, you're going to roll on the lawn that has some dandelions. So why would you do that to your family? Anyways, what say you, Steph?
No, I agree with you. And one of the things, and to your point, once those chemicals dry, and there's rain and there's moisture and there's water, it seeps right into the water table.
Thank you. Yes, even furthermore. So now you get a chance to drink it. Great job, buddy. And it's just like, really? So the alternative is, yeah, it's okay. You have a dandelion or 2. Whoop-de-doo. You don't like it? Pull it out. It takes a second.
And the ripple effect to that too is now all of the wildlife that is in your yard or visits your yard becomes infected with those pesticides.
100%.
We ruin our pollinators, so we're ruining our vegetation.
Right.
It literally kills everything.
Well, now, Steph, you're talking is next level stuff. People who really have a higher conscience and care about the environment. I'm making it very simple. Do you want your children to have a higher propensity for cancer? Yes or no? Do you want your kids to have more cancer risk or less cancer risk? Do you want your kids? It's that simple. Now,
for me, my lawn is natural.
No, I'm saying, right. No, I'm saying people can relate to that, because once you start talking about pollinators and the bees, people don't give a crap about that. But do you want your child to have a higher risk of cancer or lower risk of cancer? Simple.
Right. I mean, most people, all people, I would think that have children would say, I don't want my child to have cancer.
And again, I get it. Anybody can get cancer at any time. But again, do you want to raise risk or lower risk? And for something simple, like tell the landscaper, hey, listen, don't spray. Just cut the lawn, okay? That's it. And by the way, you can buy stuff at Home Depot. There's a little cane. It's like a cane, and it has like a little picker upper thingy. And you can just walk on your lawn. It'll take you 3 minutes. Don't worry. And you just pick up, you can pluck the weed or the dandelion right out. Boom, done. And it takes minutes. Like why would you subject your animals and your family, or you want to hurt yourself? That's fine. But your kids, really? I mean, again, don't believe me, folks. And don't ask the landscaper. Research for yourself, because your landscaper is not a biochemist, okay? The odds are. And neither am I. That's why I'm saying you research for yourself. Go Google it yourself. Pretend I'm lying. No problem.
Yeah.
That's it.
And the one that scares me the most even is people who plant gardens. And now the pesticide is all over that. And now it's seeped into the food that you grow. And now you're feeding that food to your family.
That's another issue. Now you're getting into the... Right, we can go to the supermarket and stuff that has a lot of pesticides in it too. And so I'm not even, if you can buy organic, that's great. But I'm not even talking about that. I'm talking about, again, very, very simple. Would you spray cancer onto your lawn where your kids are? It's that simple. Because you're talking about, again, you're getting higher up there. But I agree with you. Yeah. But I'm just saying, yeah. So it drives me nuts. It's just like, and the flag is right there. The flag, it's right there. The landscaper is telling you, caution. That's what I mean, and until it's dry, then it can roll around some dry cancer. That's fine. Yeah, like what, So yeah, it's anybody who has a basic science understanding. You don't know, but again, don't believe me. I'm lying. Just please go research it yourself. Okay, are we done with that?
We're good.
I'm getting too worked up over lawns. I'm like,
yes, I wanted you to get that out of your system.
I had to do it, man. I had to do it. It was like the Will Smith smack that you had to talk about.
I had to.
All right. Now this is not a tough one, but a little bit more, I guess, gray area, kind of threading a needle here. So, okay, friendship. Does one friend have to be less or fail for another friend to feel better about the relationship? So it's not misery loves company necessarily, although there's a tinge of that. But I was watching this, I don't know, YouTube, or reading an article about, how, and again, it's not about toxic friends either. It's kind of a gray kind of area. So, but do we as friends, everyone listening, do we have to feel that our friend or loved one is failing in some way for us to feel better, even subconsciously. Not that you want anything bad to happen, but it's almost like, oh, damn, thank God that didn't happen to me. And you almost feel a bit better. Like, oh, they lost their job. Oh, I feel bad for them, genuinely, but maybe you feel better about yourself because like they're failing, especially when it's a friend or family, because maybe there's a kind of a sibling rivalry there. There's a competition almost. And and again, not that you wish anything bad on them, but so what do you think about that concept? Because some people say that it's like, some psychologists will say, I don't know what the word or the phrase is for that technically, but we feel, I guess I said, not you and I particularly, but we
Hmm.
as human beings feel better when maybe something not so great happens to somebody else. And I'm not talking about death. I'm talking about just like, like, oh, they broke up with their boyfriend or girlfriend and you feel better because like, you know, you have a good relationship or you're single. Almost like a misery loves company in a weird way. So what do you think?
Um, I would like to think no, but I think there is an element of truth to that. In a lot of cases, and it's sad, but there's two different ways. I think, like, when it comes to success at work, success in marriage, and all that stuff, if you're secure with yourself and you're a confident person, I don't think it does bother you necessarily if your friend is doing well or better than you. Um, but I think we all sometimes have a little bit of insecurity. So when somebody has something that's failing a little bit, we kind of feel, unfortunately, a little bit better.
Yeah, I think that's human nature. Now, again, I'm not talking about toxic friends. I'm talking about, excuse me, I have to sneeze.
Right.
I might have to sneeze. Hold on. Oh my God.
Hmm.
I don't,
I see you.
I don't have COVID. I'm good.
There's regular sick too.
No, I'm not sick. Don't that. I don't even. I'm not. You know what it is? I never had allergies, but I'm starting to get them over the past couple of years. It's weird. I get. Anyways, but yeah, there is regular sick too. God forbid. No one's ever heard of that before. All right. So but yeah. So I'm not talking about toxic friends. I'm talking about good friends, right? And I
Yeah.
think part of it too is maybe a little bit of competitiveness. Like when I see a friend that whatever, oh they did this or they have that or they went there, I'm like, oh man, I'm supposed to do that, and I'm happy for them genuinely. But I also feel like, oh man, like I gotta compete with them somehow, like, and in a way,
Yeah.
it's a good thing too. It can bring out the best of people, but I think you cross the line is when you maybe, you're not talking to that person as much, or you distance yourself because maybe you don't feel comfortable. That's wrong. I think that because again, thoughts are one thing, but actions another.
Right. A healthy amount of competition can be good.
Right, and by the way, the other person might not even know this. Actually, my pastor just preached on this last week. He was saying how he was envious and jealous that his associate pastor was getting all these requests to talk here and talk there, and everybody wanted to see her but not him. And kudos to him for speaking about this. I was like, oh damn, I didn't know that he had this.
Yeah.
Oh, you're a pastor, you're a rabbi, or you're rich, or you're famous, or you're good looking, or you don't have those struggles. So it was kudos to our pastor for speaking about that publicly, and he actually confided in the associate pastor about this, saying, "Hey, I just want you know I feel like this about you, and I feel bad, and I apologize." And I don't know that he had to tell her that, but kudos to him, whatever he did, and he set a good example, I guess, in the sense of like what we're saying. And again, I'm not saying that we have to go tell people this. I mean, if you want to, fine, but if you don't want to, that's fine too. But like examining ourselves, like, you know, and
Right. Because it lends yourself to that kind of like, what's wrong with me? Why am I not as good as my friend?
right. And I
So
had a
it
friend of
feeds
mine.
into that insecurity kind of.
Oh, 100%. And my pastor said that. He's like, I'm insecure. And he's the lead pastor. He's the head honcho, and she's not the associate, but he was jealous of her education, jealous of her own successes. And he has his own successes too. But again, I guess it's just that, competitive nature in some people and nothing. And again, it was nothing bad because he never acted on it. He never tried to hurt her or hold her back or fire her or not talk to her, but he was just kind of opening his heart saying, this is how I feel. And I think it's important that we talk about those things, and I've certainly been there before too. And I'm sure we will in the future, all of us. And I had that happen to me. A friend of mine confided in me a while back saying, because I was talking to him about my panic attacks, and he was like, basically he said, he's like, oh man, he's like, I'm glad that you're sharing that with me because I see you as this guy who, this popular DJ, you're always partying, you're always happy, and you're always, in a good mood, and you're always winning. And he's like, it's kind of refreshing to see, like, hey, you have some hurdles too. I'm like, yeah, I absolutely do. And I didn't take it that he was happy that I was suffering. I took it that he was happy that I showed humanity, that I
Right.
confided and I showed, hey, I'm human too, man. I hurt like everybody else, it was refreshing that he confided back to me, that he thought it was refreshing. And it made me happy that I can maybe make him feel better, that, hey, you're not the only one suffering about whatever you're suffering about. I have my own things I'm suffering about, so it was a good moment, because I know that he's not against me. But that feeling you have, it's just like, I don't know, it's not envy, it's not jealousy, but it's more like, I guess, I don't know, insecurity maybe in ourselves, possibly, or back to the social media. The only thing people post is, I'm fabulous, I'm on vacation, my new
Right.
shoes, my new car, I'm going to this college. And you feel like, damn, like, shoot, I don't have that, like, and
Yeah, it happens a lot.
and you have to be careful where that leads you to. You don't want that to become envy or jealousy, because that's not good either. And so I try to stop myself, and I say, you know what? No, I revel and I'm happy that that person's happy. And that is the way to go. And it makes me even more happier than I could ever imagine. So I riff off of their happiness. Oh, that's great. There's a girl today online, Facebook page, and she was talking about how much she loves her new boyfriend and stuff. The old me would have been like, shut up, stata zita. But the new me, I was like, bravo for love. You know what? I am happy that you are happy, and I wish you happiness. And that made my friggin' day. The old me would have been pouting and been like, enough of you, but because
Agreed.
Italians love to hate, anyways. But so I was like, bravo for you, like, I hope you friggin' the best, the love just keeps coming for this new couple, you know what I mean? And so go ahead, Steph. I don't want to
No,
be.
I agree with you. I mean, there absolutely have been times when I've been jealous or, um, you know, felt a little bit bad about somebody else's good fortune because why don't I have that too?
Right.
Um, what's wrong with me that I don't have that good
Yeah.
situation or that good fortune for myself?
Yeah. Yeah.
But the same thing, it's kind of a mindset switch. Now, when I see somebody else have success or a good relationship, I say to myself, that's really great because that means those possibilities are available, to me too. That could still happen for me.
Right.
So, it kind of gives me more hope now than feelings of jealousy.
Right. And even if it never happened, which I hope it happens, whatever it is for you,
Right.
for anybody. But you know what? Even if it never happens for you or for anyone, whatever it may be, I'm never going to be a billionaire. You know what? I'm happy that that person became a billionaire. God bless you. Like, and that brings me joy now versus
Hmm.
me like, oh, they got it from their dad or mom. Trust fund baby. Like, I have friends that got new homes or new cars, and the old me would have been like, bro, you know, they don't own that car. They're whatever. Their spouse
Hmm.
bought it or their mommy bought it. I'm like, I have to stop that. I'm so no. I'm happy for them. And I'll text them, congrats on that, dude. You know what? Good for you. And
And
I
I
don't
think,
care how, maybe you didn't buy it with your own money, the house, or maybe your mommy and daddy bought you the house. You know what? God bless you. May
right.
you have joy, because I don't want to be that asshole, and I have a tendency to lean towards that. And I'm just like, no, Anthony, we're not going there. That's a loser mentality. That's not good. No matter if they earned it or not, they're having their moment, their whatever it is, their new boyfriend, girlfriend, their new car, they're on a vacation. God bless. Whether they earned it or not is irrelevant. Enjoy, my man. Enjoy, my girl. All the best.
Yeah.
I don't want to be that guy. I don't want to be, and it's paying big dividends for me. I'm a lot happier, and happiness begets happiness begets happiness. I mean, when you say shit like, they don't own that, they didn't work for that, that was given to them, they're, that's just negative. You're just bringing yourself down. It's you don't do it, and be happy,
Yeah.
cool,
And I
congrats.
think, just like your friend said to you, thanks for sharing your panic attacks with me because I didn't, I look at you as this person who doesn't really have any problems and
Right.
things like that. The closer you get to people and the more you get to know them, we all have our share
Listen, we're
of
human.
stuff.
Right, and just because people don't air out like I'm airing out and you air out and we're open, but yeah, I mean, a
Right.
lot
So
of
that
people,
big, beautiful house, that expensive car, that, amazing vacation doesn't necessarily mean that
right?
that person has a problem-free
No,
life.
nobody does. And if they don't have problems now, they're gonna get them. And again, we don't wish that on them. And if they never have problems, again,
Right.
God bless you. At least somebody's winning and somebody's happy. And I'm gonna do my best to be my happiest that I can be, no matter on what. The house could explode and be like, that's a beautiful plume right there. That's amazing. The smoke. Whatever. You know, that mushroom cloud is, I'll tell you, that is nice. You're not shit. That's my goal. And I've been doing this now every day. I wake up and I try to do it multiple times a day where I say I'm grateful for 10 things. I don't care if it's just, I'm grateful for my dog, whatever. I'm grateful
Right.
for a brand new phone. I'm grateful for the cereal I ate this morning. Whatever it is, like just say it. Be grateful. Want what you have, and I'm guilty because I love hating on
We
people.
all are. We all are
And
guilty of that.
Italians love it. We love fucking, like it's a pastime shitting on people, and I do it well. But it's just like I got, so I've noticed I've been a lot happier of late because I say no. I'm gonna thank, you know, uh, like I just saw my neighbor across the street, and this is actually a true feel good story. He was on death's door now. He had a bout of cancer. I don't know what he had, but it didn't look good, and for 7 months he was just locked up in the house. And just now I saw him, and they didn't see me, but I saw them. They were out gardening. The husband who had the cancer, he's in remission and he's out and he's gardening. I was like, oh man, I felt so happy for them. I didn't say anything. I just walked into my house, but I was like, and I said to myself, I'm grateful for them. And we don't even really know each other, but I just, versus saying like, oh, why did my loved one have to die of cancer? I didn't go there. I said, I'm
Right.
grateful that he has his life. And I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go to why did that person have to die of cancer. I'm not going there. I'm happy. God bless them. And may they have a long, healthy life, whatever, or my neighbor got a new car. Like, bro, I know you can't afford that. You friggin', whatever, your family gave it. You know what? I'm not going there.
Right.
It's a beautiful car, and hey man, nice car, dude, and cool. That's that.
And the alternate too, the other thing that I've started to think about is, um, when people say they're happy for me, I want them to truly be happy for me and
Well,
not
that's hard to know.
necessarily.
Only they know in
Right.
your heart, you know. And I
Right.
and I also right. Sometimes I wonder, right? Are they really happy or are they just pulling that bullshit? It's like, I'm so happy for you. Oh, really? You know what? But then again, if they said it, I can't be the negative Nelly Anthony or the jaded Anthony. If they're saying, "Oh, I'm so happy for," you know what? I'm going to take it at face value. Thank you for being happy for me. That means a lot to me.
Right.
Now, if they have ulterior motives or they're nefarious in their heart, that's on them. But so
Right. So that's my other point is that, in trying to be happy or changing your mindset for other people, you're also hoping and putting out into the world that you kind of want that in return too.
of
So,
course, and
you're
we all will have our moments of that, and it might not be what we think or what we want. Maybe, you know, uh, like I think I should be a lot monetarily wealthier than I am. That's what I think
Mhm.
I should. Like, I can't believe that I'm not. It kind of pisses me off sometimes. I'm like, how the hell am I not? Yeah, and I'm not struggling, but it pisses me off because I'm like, bro, I got freaking talent all day long. I make balloon animals. I do magic shows. I can do canola. How the hell am I not? But I have to. It's okay. It's okay. I'm not certainly not gonna compare myself to somebody else. So if it doesn't happen for me, success is relative because I already think I'm successful. Says who? Says me. However, I got to watch myself. So I say to myself, no. I'm not gonna go there. If that doesn't happen, I have a lot of other things that I have a lot of success about, or whatever. And vice versa for you. I would say the same thing for you. Like, hey, if you don't get it, whatever it is, maybe you will get it. Maybe you won't. But I got to make myself look up. The sky is bright. The street is dark. Don't look at the street. Look up at the sky. And not to say we shouldn't try to change negative situations. Of course, no one's saying
Mhm.
sit in something that's bad, but we can do two things at once. Like also look at the good things, and that will give you strength to maybe change some of the things you can. there's an old prayer like, God, give me the strength to accept what I can,
Hmm.
change what I can, or whatever. I don't know how that goes, but anyways, so yeah. It's tough,
Yeah.
and
And
then
all those feelings, they're normal.
yeah, for sure. And don't beat yourself up either, folks. I mean, if you're feeling like I feel so guilty because no. Listen, you're human, And I think ultimately, action speaks louder than words. What you think is almost irrelevant. I mean, what you think is important, but how you act on it far more important. So,
Right.
and words
I
are
agree.
important too. But again, action is the strongest, followed by words, and then thoughts are the least. But thoughts can lead to their seeds, of course. We have to catch ourselves, and no, don't be hard on yourself either. We're human, right? Like you said, we all have this, and we all struggle, and that's why I wanted to talk about it too, because people will see that and say, oh, look, Stephanie and Anthony, they look so, like much like they're having a good time and happy, and that is true. There is happiness, but
Yeah,
but I got my shit, you got your shit, and
of
I think,
course.
and I applaud you for talking about it as I am too. I think people need to hear that. Like, hey, all of us. I don't care who you are. I mean, you could be a billionaire. Doesn't matter. You're human. You're gonna have
That's it.
hurt and pain, and you know, uh, whatever. You just because I'm good looking, you think this happens overnight, doesn't mean that I don't have my struggles. Uh,
I mean, listen, for every, I could have 10 great hours in a day, but there will still be 5 minutes of that day where something's not quite right.
yeah,
Insecurity sets
of
in,
course.
something bad happens, there's a bad emotion, whatever it is. There's always going to be that. That's part of life.
Right. And again, no one's saying to accept bullshit, but you again ask yourself, the universe, God, whoever you like to worship, uh, give me the strength to change this, and give me the wisdom to know when to accept it. And it's just not going to happen. And
Yeah.
I mean, it's a tough thing, like I said, because it's a grayscale too, me saying I'm never going to be a billionaire. Okay. But me saying that, oh, I'm not saying me per se, but when like, don't accept a dangerous situation either. I mean, if somebody's in an abusive relationship, no one's saying accept that crap,
No, no,
But
no.
if you're never going to be a billionaire, yeah, accept it. Like uh, at some point, I mean, if you're 99 years old and you only got $1 in the bank, the odds are accept it. You're not going to be a billionaire. But if you're 20 years old and $1 in the bank, I don't know. Don't accept it. You might be a billionaire.
Right.
Again,
I mean, if you're friends with somebody who's a billionaire and it constantly makes you feel bad about yourself,
right?
maybe that's a situation,
Of course.
even though it's not necessarily toxic, the other person is toxic to, toxic to you until you're mature enough or confident enough to handle that situation. Maybe you need to take a step back from that
Yeah.
friendship until you're able to, to figure it out.
Right. Yeah, and
You
I'm
know?
not making it about money. I'm just using a billionaire
Yeah, no, just as an
extreme thing.
example,
Right, exactly. But
when you're
it's
constantly jealous of the other person, whoever that person may be, that's not necessarily healthy either. For yourself, but yeah,
yeah,
you know,
yeah. It's a slippery slope. You don't want to be the person that's misery loves company. You don't want that. You don't want to be that. You want to lift that person up, even if it's like, hey, I'm miserable, but I want you to I'm going to help lift you up because
right.
I can see you can maybe get out of whatever this situation or context is. But that's a true friend. It's a, hey, don't worry about me. I'm gonna whatever, but I'm gonna hoist you up, and then maybe you get out of whatever it is you got or not or whatever. But I think that's the healthiest way, and that makes you feel better too. It's like, oh, I'm helping somebody, and yeah, you're gonna say, right. You hope that whatever the powers that be, life, yourself, can get
Yeah.
out of the situation. But yeah, it's a balancing act. You got to thread that needle. So, anyways, but yeah. So, all right. So we wrapped up everything. We cured everybody's problems. We good. Don't forget, folks. Here, high tech editing. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. Tell your friends. Tell your mom and dad, and whatever. So that's it. It's a Monday. We have another great bunch of shows coming on, folks. Thank you, Steph, for coming back on. I know you were holding off. You were unionized. You were holding off. You were striking. Like, I will not come on the show every week until your people talk to my people.
I want my cut.
That's right. Yeah, I know. I always get nervous. I'm like, dude, if this show ever becomes something, oh my god, I'm gonna have that phone call with Stephanie and Magnus. All right, well, how much you want?
Half.
That's right. That's right. No, but anyways, so you're great as always. Thank you, Steph. Thank you, everybody. Hey, folks, type in the comment sections. I mean, what do you think about the grass is killing us? What do you think about passive aggressiveness? What do you think about friends and feeling envious or jealous or not or whatever? We're all feelings here. Everyone has hopes and fears and dreams and insecurities. I mean, so I want to hear from you guys and girls out there. Come on, type it in the comment sections. But that's it. All right, Steph, I'm going to sign us out. Ready? Thanks, everybody. Have a good rest of the week. A lot of great shows coming up. Over and out. DJ